Welcome to TJWalker.com. In the news, Ryan Reynolds and Scarlett Johansson announced they will divorce. Here's what they put out in a statement. After long and careful consideration on both our parts, we've decided to end our marriage. We entered our relationship with love, and it's with love and kindness we leave it. While privacy isn't expected, it's certainly appreciated. Now, divorce is not a pleasant subject, no matter what, and when you've got two celebrities divorcing, it can be even less pleasant. If you're going to do that, putting out a joint press statement like this, I think is the best thing to do. It comes across classy. Now, presumably getting together was a little more pleasurable than their divorce. They also mention that privacy is appreciated, but hey, they're being realistic. It's not necessarily expected. I think given as unpleasant a subject as divorce is, that this is about as good a statement as you can put out. Joined by my colleagues Jennifer Wallerstein and Mike Bako. Jennifer, what did you think of the statement?
I thought it was to be expected. They're two megastars. They're both pretty benign, actually. They haven't had a lot of scandals surrounding them. So I think this was a good way to go. And Ryan is usually the funny man in a lot of movies. So to say that privacy is appreciated but not expected, it shows their personality a little bit. I am sad to see them split up, but I think they did handle it well. And I think this way it'll kind of peter out a little bit.
I mean, no one expects Hollywood stars to have one spouse and be happily ever after for the next 80 years. I mean, Hollywood stars are not judged by that. But it certainly is possible to hurt your reputation, soil your reputation in the eyes of your fans if you are seen as a classless, mean or vicious person, or someone cheated on your spouse. Putting out a statement like this, I think it diffuses the tension, reduces the rumors of, oh, so-and-so is cheating on this person. Mike, other thoughts on how they handled this?
Well, it's in stark contrast to what David Arquette and Courtney Cox did, to tell you the truth. David Arquette and Courtney Cox put out a statement that basically echoed the same things that Reynolds and Johansson did, but then David Arquette went on the Howard Stern show and sort of let out all the dirty laundry about the people that he cheated with, and then he was seen at clubs and different parties with scantily clad women. So they said one thing in a statement, but then went out and did the complete opposite. And if Reynolds and Johansson have any track record, it's that they did try to stay below the radar, and they weren't really much for tabloid fodder. So remains to be seen whether they could follow through on this statement, but they're certainly not the first to put out a very classily worded statement, but not follow it up with
and
good
Mike,
actions.
key point, excellent point you just hit. A statement is one thing, but if you instantly counteract it with bizarre behavior or going on Howard Stern and saying wildly embarrassing things about your spouse, no one's going to remember the statement, or they will remember how classless you were to disregard it or contradict it. The power of a statement is if it does the speaking for you and you're not out in the tabloids going on Howard Stern saying all sorts of other things. So,
and one last thought or point is that Ryan Reynolds has a new movie coming out in January, beginning of February, so not too far off. What should he do when he's on those press junkets, when he goes on the late night talk shows? Someone inevitably is going to bring up this divorce. What should he do then?
Well, the thing he should not do is have his handlers tell David Letterman, you can't have him on your show unless you promise not to ask about his divorce. I'm a big believer that no one, it doesn't matter if you're a politician, a CEO, or a Hollywood star, should tell reporters what they can or cannot say. Instead, you should say to the reporters, hey, you can ask any question you want, but I get to answer my way. So my advice to either star in this situation is someone wants to ask you about your divorce, just smile and say, I wish so-and-so, my ex-partner, the very best, and we have a good relationship, and go from there. People can dig and scratch and scratch and scratch. You don't have to give them more. If you want to be brief and bland and move on, you can. Nobody's going to fault you for not airing all of your dirty laundry on a talk show. So don't get baited into that. I think from what we've seen, Ryan and Scarlett seem to be savvy enough that they're not going to be baited into that. Mike, Jennifer, thanks for your insights, and thank you for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow every day.